is not possible to operate without. I believe there needs to be a lot of thought given to this problem of fewer boxes. Right now, everybody who has a home monitoring idea or a medication dispensing idea or some kind of device-oriented idea, telehealth is another one, they want to put a box in the house. And pretty soon you're going to need a wall unit to handle all the boxes people want to put in your house. And that is, you can count your set-top box related to your cable and your PC, and oh my God, it's box central. So what's going to happen is there's going to have to be fewer boxes. Boxes are going to have to provide more useful function. Vendors are going to have to work with each other in order to interoperate with some degree of standards. And inside the home, we're going to see home automation technologies actually migrate their way into useful aging-in-place technology, not just for the rich, but for everyone. And I believe that what's going to happen here, and we're already seeing this now, so this is not a rocket science thought, subscription-based services that connect the home to outside, that provide linkages to providers for health-related monitoring, and wearables. So what you see on this screen, the bottom left, is a product called Pointer Wear from a Canadian company that enables you to touch the screen with a stick in case you have Parkinson's and your hands are shaking. And you can record an email and have it sent as an MP3 file to someone at the other end. And this is running in nursing homes. Hardly anybody actually thinks of the nursing home market as a market, but it is a market for technology. And on the right, you can see Jitterbug phones and Big Screen Live at the top, and Zoom Back is in the middle. That's if you've got a Zoom Back device on yourself, you're trackable in case you are prone to wandering around, and medication reminders with on-time RX. I believe that applications are going to eventually start to act like our smartphones, and they are going to discover and find people with common interests without us having to hunt all over the internet and actually see who has a common interest. They're going to be opt-in information environments that enable you to connect to these other services, and they will help us with our blurred life stages, which are very blurred. Sometimes we're caregivers, sometimes we're adult children, sometimes we're grandparents. We have lots of blurred life stages. And most importantly, applications will be able to follow us away from the home. So, for example, there are medication management technologies right now that the canister is filled with pills, it's in the house, it's wirelessly communicating, and then you take the little collection of pills, put them in your bag, and you can go on a trip. So, one of the other really striking things about the marketplace that touches aging in place is that right now it's a series of siloed markets that actually the members of those markets don't actually think they're in the other market. So, you've got home design, which has got certified aging-in-place specialists that don't think about technology whatsoever. You've got assistive technology vendors, most of whom don't actually think they're in the aging market. You've got the healthcare, home telehealth world that thinks of everybody in the home as a patient and doesn't think about their necessarily ability to communicate with other people. You've got all kinds of service professionals who actually have, and online service providers, who don't necessarily see that they're related and should cooperate and cross-sell with any of the other people. But role and need-based hubs are going to pull all that together, integrate it all together, and help the vendors find each other. Unlike one very large vendor who actually said to me a year and a half ago, or a year ago when I actually talked to her about this, she says, initially, we're not going to cooperate with anybody, because the whole point is to have a proprietary offering that then eventually integrates with standards, and then so people entering the markets, what do they think about first? Do they think, I don't necessarily need to have what I do work with anybody else? That will change, and companies are going to acquire companies, and they'll merge, and they'll actually realize they're in the other markets. So this is the way I think it's going to happen, and I'm actually one of the people making a case for this. The CAP certification, Certified Aging-in-Place Specialists, that's the National Association of Home Builders, will require home wireless and sensor networking knowledge. Home automation bundles as a service are going to become a feature offered through need-based hubs. Security vendors, this is already happening, they actually see an opportunity to connect in healthcare devices into the security world. Meanwhile, the telehealth people know nothing about the security world. So these are markets that are going to overlap. And remote healthcare is going to is going to wake up one day. I'm starting to talk to these folks, and they're going to wake up and they're going to say, oh, yeah, maybe I need to partner with a security vendor. So this is an example of a security vendor. This is an Israeli-based company called Visonic. And this is their security platform, which has interfaces. I'll read you a few of these things on here, which include, glucose meters, flood detection, telehealth capabilities, home safety, smoke detection. This is one box that potentially will integrate with all of those other devices in the home. So this is where I probably need to slow down a little bit because I have a couple pieces of advice for vendors, and I would like to just get a few of those thoughts out here. Some of them are been on my website, some of them have been in my market overview, but it's very important if you're in a technology or service or product area to create a site, a website that is boomer and senior aware. It's always interesting to me to find vendors who actually are in the space. Let's just talk about Nintendo for a moment, right? This is a vendor that is serving a market. You go to their site and look for signs that they actually even know the market exists. Zero.